How was the first skate? I know this training camp process has been going on for about a month or so for you guys, being in Ottawa, etc. But now that you're back here at CAA Arena, how did you feel after a couple hours on the ice?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the guys all worked hard. You know, it's a lot of nerves in that first day, a lot of guys getting acclimatized to new environment and stuff like that. But the effort was there. They worked. They started to instill some of the systems that we're looking for. Obviously, I have the benefit of a lot of these guys being in Ottawa, so systematically things are a little bit more locked in already. But again, good first day. The pace was high, the attention to detail was high, and I thought the guys had a great effort.
Coach, in the welcome yesterday, talked about how competitive this camp is going to be, and it's one of the more competitive camps this team has had in a few years. How does that change things, if at all?
Well, I think it puts guys on their toes. There's nobody out here that's safe when you've got so many good players. You know, guys that weren't around the team last year that are looking to have an opportunity this year. The more good players, the better. You know, it forces our practices to be better. It forces everything to be done a little bit harder with a little bit more intention. And I think that's what we have. We have a lot of good players that can play at this level, can push for spots. So I think it keeps the guys returning hungry. You got all those guys that are hungry looking to make a name for themselves. And there's no way that competition doesn't create a better environment. And that's exactly what we have here, like we talked about yesterday. There's competition all up and down the lineup. There's still, guys missing in Ottawa, so there's that element. But it's just good. It keeps the pace high, and it keeps everybody on their toes.
With so many players to kind of keep an eye on and evaluate over the course of the week, what do you look for? Is it little specific things for certain guys, or are you just kind of looking for general talking points, I suppose, at this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, for some returning guys, you had conversations going into the summer about what they needed to improve on and what they wanted to improve on and how they want to play their game. So you're looking for stuff like that. And then just with these camps, you're looking on who can pick up little details quickly, who can read the game at the speed that's required. There's a lot of information that gets thrown at you over a short amount of time. Who can kind of grasp those concepts and put them right into play. And, a lot of guys did that well in the first practice. And as we continue to build out our systems, those little details will get even more important because you start to add different layers. So obviously the stuff that you looked for last year, but then just seeing how quickly guys can dial into the five-man setting to be a part of the group out there and make the little plays required to play Belleville Sens hockey.
And maybe just lastly, for yourself and your fellow coaches, you're back in town again. You were here all summer. How different has this process been? How nice is it to already be settled at the start of the year?
It's nice. The first year of my coaching career where we didn't have to make the semi-annual 6-month move, so it was nice. It was great for the kids. I know Soup has kids here as well. So it's just a great community. We're really excited to be a part of it in the summer and now look forward to being a part of it again in the winter in a different capacity, but hopefully something that brings the community together, and we have a great environment here for all of our home games.
And maybe one more. If you could describe, I guess, the outlook in one word on day one, what would that
be? Optimistic. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good things going on. The way that Matt and Steve and all the guys in Ottawa have worked to build this group out, you're just really optimistic at what can come when everybody comes together and we start to get those little refined details together and everything just starts to roll.